you can always find your way back to love and forgiveness. We were able to do that gratefully. I wish he hadn't died after that. It would have been nice to spend some more time with him.
A television icon, a national smile concealing a series of shocking crises behind the camera. Fans were stunned to witness this woman repeatedly facing the most devastating events of her life. 2 multi-million-dollar divorces, manipulative contracts, and a life-or-death battle. No longer just speculation, the raw truth about fame, fortune, and previously undisclosed medical scars is now officially revealed through a real-life timeline. What really happened to Valerie Bertinelli? American media attention focused on Valerie Bertinelli as she decided to shed old stereotypes and establish a completely new era for herself. The entertainment finance industry began a deep analysis of the actress's $20 million net worth to clarify her actual sources of income. Numerous unfounded rumors circulated about her receiving a massive inheritance from her late husband, the renowned guitarist Eddie Van Halen. Nevertheless, publicly available legal documents quickly dispelled these speculations, proving that Eddie Van Halen's entire estate had been directly transferred to their only son, Wolfgang Van Halen. Valerie Bertinelli's current net worth of $20 million is entirely derived from decades of hard work and hit television roles, such as in the series Hot in Cleveland, and numerous commercial book publishing deals. This financial stability has remained surprisingly strong, but the significant losses she suffered from her costly divorce settlement with her second husband, Tom Vitale. This financial independence provided a solid foundation for Valerie Bertinelli to take a bold and pivotal step after leaving the Food Network. Instead of seeking a new deal with major Hollywood broadcasters, the actress decided to invest in and launch her own independent digital platform called Valerie's Place. This ecosystem operates on a direct subscription model with various subscription levels offering exclusive access to her own cooking shows, live broadcasts, a book club, and a series of personal podcasts. Owning her own platform allows Valerie Bertinelli to completely control her content revenue and no longer be pressured by the decisions of television station executives. The stable revenue from this technology project quickly solidified her position as a self-made entrepreneur in the digital age. Along with the growth of her new business platform, Valerie Bertinelli continued to make a big impact in the publishing market with the release of her memoir titled Getting Naked: The Quiet Work of Becoming Perfectly Imperfect. The book quickly became a media sensation thanks to its candid account of confronting aging divorces and the journey of self-discovery. To promote the book, the actress appeared on a special live television show hosted by her colleague Drew Barrymore. There, Valerie Bertinelli surprised the entire audience by publicly changing her appearance by completely removing her hair dye to reveal her natural gray hair. This action was seen by experts as a direct declaration of war against the harsh and toxic beauty standards that have long existed in Hollywood. She officially accepted a role in the television series titled Love Again, produced by Lifetime, alongside actor Eric McCormack. In this project, Valerie Bertinelli not only plays the lead role of Caroline, but also serves as executive producer, maintaining ultimate control over the storyline and message of the series. The film revolves around the story of a resilient wife who stands by her husband through the harsh trials of a serious illness, finding strength in new spiritual connections. Critics have noted a profound resemblance to the actress's own real-life experiences. In a press interview at the film's premiere, fans were deeply moved to hear Valerie Bertinelli confidently declare, "I am a survivor, and I can overcome anything." Valerie Bertinelli's current position is clear evidence of a highly successful personal rebranding journey from someone constantly subjected to public judgment to a woman in control of her own life. To achieve this balance and absolute independence, Valerie Bertinelli had to endure extremely challenging periods where a series of marital setbacks occurred, leaving deep wounds from the past. The first cracks in her love life had already begun many years earlier, linked to a tumultuous and turbulent marriage under the spotlight of rock and roll. Storms under the lights. In 1980, Valerie Bertinelli took a major turn when she attended a concert by the rock band Van Halen, an event she initially only participated in at the urging of her brother. There, the actress had a fateful encounter with Eddie Van Halen, the outstanding guitarist and soul of the band. The combination of a television star with a pure image and a music icon with a wild lifestyle immediately attracted significant attention from both the media and the public. Their official wedding on April 11, 1981, quickly became one of the most explosive entertainment events of the time. Every move of the young couple, from film sets to music tours, was relentlessly pursued and exploited by the press. Their married life reached a significant milestone in 1991 when their only son, Wolfgang Van Halen, was born, much to the blessings of family and fans. Nevertheless, behind the glitz and glamour of red carpets and packed concerts lay a marriage riddled with cracks and pressure. Valerie Bertinelli constantly faced the dark underbelly of her husband's personal life, where Eddie Van Halen's severe alcohol and drug addiction gradually destroyed their family's peace. The actress's efforts to preserve their home and help her husband overcome his psychological crisis often proved futile due to the severity of his addictions. The conflict escalated further when information about the famous guitarist's infidelity began to surface, shattering Valerie Bertinelli's trust. The situation worsened when Eddie Van Halen was diagnosed with tongue cancer. He stubbornly refused to quit smoking, but stern warnings from his doctor. Valerie Bertinelli's inability to change her husband's self-destructive lifestyle left her mentally exhausted and worn out for a long time. After years of enduring and silently trying to salvage the relationship, Valerie Bertinelli decided to separate in 2001. Just as their son, Wolfgang Van Halen, turned 10. The couple officially separated to reduce direct conflict and protect their son's development from media scrutiny. After a lengthy and quiet legal process, their divorce was finalized in December 2007, ending a marriage that had lasted over 2 decades in the spotlight. Unlike other high-profile divorces in Hollywood, Valerie Bertinelli made a surprising legal decision by resolutely refusing any alimony or child support payments from her ex-husband's assets. The pressure to ensure a stable life and the best possible education for Wolfgang Van Halen forced the actress to quickly return to the workforce with intense focus. She could no longer be selective about scripts or roles as before, but had to actively seek new commercial opportunities to rebuild her personal finances. Having to fend for herself in an entertainment industry that is inherently harsh on middle-aged women prompted Valerie Bertinelli to sign major advertising contracts and participate in mainstream television projects. The financial pressures of this post-divorce period forged a resilient and relentless work ethic in the actress. But going their separate ways, Valerie Bertinelli and Eddie Van Halen strived to maintain a civilized friendship and co-parented their son throughout their lives. When Eddie Van Halen's cancer reached its final stages, the actress and Wolfgang Van Halen were constantly by his bedside, caring for and supporting him. On October 6, 2020, witnessing her ex-husband's passing at the age of 65, Valerie Bertinelli experienced profound and complex grief. She candidly shared her experience of this loss in subsequent interviews, reflecting on the loss of the man she had been with since her 20s. Finally achieving financial independence became her ultimate goal, driving her to venture into new, promising, challenging areas of television. Nevertheless, just as she was finding balance in her career, the actress faced the subtle pitfalls of the commercial beauty industry. The battle to regain control of her body and a second marriage fraught with financial calculations awaited her, further testing her resilience. The body war. In 2007, the economic pressure following her divorce led Valerie Bertinelli to a major commercial decision. She officially signed a contract to become the spokesperson for the weight loss brand Jenny Craig. This advertising campaign required the actress to publicly showcase her entire weight loss journey in front of the media, turning her physique into a topic of public discussion. Initially, her successful weight loss brought her public acclaim and a significant income to support her single life. Nevertheless, the dark side of the dieting industry quickly came to light when Valerie Bertinelli faced stringent standards and intense scrutiny of her body measurements from her management company. When her body began to regain weight through natural biological processes, the actress immediately faced a wave of intense body shaming from the public. The situation escalated when Jenny Craig decided to terminate her contract, citing her failure to maintain the promised weight, leaving her deeply disappointed by the manipulation of commercial media. Overcoming the trauma of her bitter weight loss journey, Valerie Bertinelli focused on seeking new opportunities to reaffirm her professional abilities in the arts. Since 2010, the actress has achieved resounding success, starring in the sitcom Hot in Cleveland. This project not only helped her revive her reputation in Hollywood, but also brought her a stable income and a solid position in the hearts of television viewers. Alongside her acting career, Valerie Bertinelli continued to make a major breakthrough by shifting her focus to the culinary field with the show Valerie's Home Cooking broadcast on Food Network. Amidst her steadily developing career, Valerie Bertinelli's love life entered a new chapter when she decided to marry financial planner Tom Vitale. Their wedding was a warm and intimate ceremony on January 1, 2011 in Malibu, witnessed by family and close friends. The actress had hoped that her second husband's stability and financial acumen would provide her with a peaceful haven after the turmoil of her first marriage. But in reality, their life together once again showed deep cracks as disagreements about lifestyle and a lack of harmony in financial management began to emerge. After a decade of living together, irreconcilable conflicts led Valerie Bertinelli to decide to file for legal separation in November 2021 and officially file for divorce in May 2022. The subsequent legal battle quickly became extremely tense and costly when Tom Vitale decided to challenge the legality of the prenuptial agreement to demand maximum economic benefits. The second husband repeatedly made legal demands, forcing Valerie Bertinelli to pay large monthly spousal support, but the restrictive terms in the original contract. The prolonged litigation not only wore down the actress's mental health, but also forced her to hire top lawyers to protect her personal financial rights. After months of tense negotiations, the divorce settlement was officially adjudicated and finalized by the court on November 22, 2022, with extremely harsh financial terms for the actress. Public court documents clearly state that Valerie Bertinelli must directly pay Tom Vitale $2.2 million as a final commitment to end all future alimony obligations. This massive financial penalty is added to the $500,000 the actress had previously transferred during the amicable negotiations between the two parties. In return, Tom Vitale is legally obligated to remove all his personal belongings and return ownership of the luxurious Malibu mansion to her before the end of 2022. Having to pay out nearly 10% of her accumulated assets in exchange for her freedom was a huge shock to Valerie Bertinelli, both financially and in terms of her faith in marriage. To raise enough cash for the settlement, she had to make the decision to sell her longtime Hollywood Hills mansion, which was listed on the real estate market for $2.5 million. Nevertheless, the lingering mental stress of the divorce began to accumulate and negatively impact her physical health shortly afterward. Just as the financial storm passed, critical warning signs from her body struck, pushing the actress into a harsh test that directly involved the line between life and death. A year of great misfortune. The exhaustion from legal disputes left a huge void in Valerie Bertinelli's emotional life as she entered 2024. Amidst this, the actress sought solace by opening her heart to a new romantic relationship with screenwriter and comedian Mike Goodnow, widely known on social media as the Horse Whisperer. The couple officially went public with their relationship in April 2024, creating a huge wave of interest from fans who were eager to see her find happiness again. Due to the geographical distance between them, they established a strict rule of not going more than 3 weeks without seeing each other in person to maintain their connection. Nevertheless, differences in lifestyle and the pressure from excessive public attention caused this relationship to quickly break down after only 10 months together. The official announcement of their separation in November 2024 was a devastating blow to Valerie Bertinelli's mental state, leading her to speak frankly about her fear of dating and the deep, unhealable wounds she felt. Alongside these emotional setbacks, a sudden and horrific medical incident plunged Valerie Bertinelli into her most severe physical crisis to date. A fall at home caused the impact to rupture the protective shell of her silicone breast implants, which had been implanted in her body since the 1980s. Nevertheless, due to complex complications from old scar tissue and a weakened immune system following a long period of stress, Valerie Bertinelli's post-operative recovery was extremely difficult with a series of severe tissue rejections. The actress's health deteriorated progressively as recurring infections plagued her surrounding muscles, forcing her to undergo a total of 4 major surgeries in just 6 short months. Simultaneously, her weight plummeted uncontrollably due to severe damage to her digestive system and her inability to absorb nutrients during her hospital stay. Valerie Bertinelli meticulously documented this near-death experience as a cautionary tale about the potential dangers of outdated cosmetic surgery. This battle for survival in the hospital became a powerful wake-up call for Valerie Bertinelli's worldview and personal awareness after decades of enduring pressure. Facing the fragile boundary between life and death, the actress realized that her constant self-harm in pursuit of Hollywood's stringent beauty standards was a grave mistake. This awakening prompted her to revisit the darkest pages of her life, buried beneath the glamour of her early roles decades earlier. Confronting the harsh realities of her past became the only key to understanding the root causes of her personal tragedies. A launchpad of light. The process of confronting her physical scars in later years forced Valerie Bertinelli to go back in time to understand the origins of her personal actions, starting with her background on April 23, 1960. Due to the nature of her father's work as a senior executive at General Motors, her family constantly moved and changed residences across different states. The lack of a stable living environment during her childhood inadvertently formed in Valerie Bertinelli a unique psychological defense mechanism to adapt to new circumstances. She constantly strived to fit in by trying to please everyone around her, a persistent psychological syndrome that dominated much of her social relationships into adulthood. This insecurity about her environment created an initial shell of shyness, prompting her to seek a private space to assert herself. Besides the disruptions to her living space, Valerie Bertinelli's inner life in childhood was also severely affected by a traumatic event when she was only 11 years old. The terrible experiences of being abused by a family acquaintance were kept secret for decades before she bravely revealed them publicly in her later autobiographical writings. This heartbreaking event occurred at a time when she lacked the awareness and ability to defend herself, leaving deep wounds in the subconscious of a child. The consequences of this incident directly shaped her inferiority complex, a persistent fear of her body, and a lack of direction in establishing safe personal boundaries. This also served as the psychological seed that explains Valerie Bertinelli's constant weight control disorder and her tendency to tolerate manipulative behavior throughout the rest of her life. In 1975, at the age of 15, Valerie Bertinelli's life took a completely new turn when she auditioned for the role of Barbara Cooper in the television series One Day at a Time. The resounding success of this series immediately made her one of the most famous teenage faces nationwide, frequently appearing on the covers of major entertainment magazines. Nevertheless, this early fame pushed the young girl into an extremely competitive and high-pressure work environment in Hollywood. The entertainment industry of the 1970s maintained extremely strict and unrealistic body standards for female actors, especially those in their physical development. Valerie Bertinelli's journey over 4 decades from a wounded young girl under the spotlight to the proud woman of 2026 is a powerful and inspiring story of survival. Having navigated 2 expensive divorces, the pitfalls of the media, and moments facing the brink of death, she has rewritten the ending of her life in the freest way possible. Which milestone in Valerie's courageous journey of overcoming adversity impressed you the most? Leave your comments below so we can discuss. If you found this video insightful and valuable, don't forget to like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to not miss our next special reports. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and see you again.